Yo, what's up, Gojo? I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet though, but I am getting there. So just a moment. Just doing something, but I'm here. What's up? What's up? You playing the game? What's up, Gojo? What are you doing? Took me a little bit to get things going, but I did. For some reason, the game decided to install something called Microsoft WebView 2. And honestly, shit sucked. Taking care of a few things real quick. There we go. Should make that a folder actually. Let's do it. Huh? Oh. Well, that'll do. There we go. There we go. Okay. I am pretty much Gucci now on that. I'm just gonna play the game. Alright, here we go. Just gotta get out of G pose real quick. So I made the thumbnail. Alright, I'm gonna go in here. Alright, so we gotta go to the next thing. It's like over here, all the way over here. Okay.
He comes.
The village is not far, my lord. If it please you, we shall escort you there directly.
Less a province than a graveyard. The rotting husk of a broken nation devoid of proper sport. But as his radiance wishes...
Yes, of course, my lord. And may I say how terribly sorry we are that you had to come so far.
We labored long to sow the seeds of hatred, of fear, to train them as beasts. Now we shall see the harvest. Let there be savage beasts baying for blood, and not hollow-eyed prey cowering in the dark, or there will be no joy in this hunt.
Damn. Look at that. It's a fucking unit.
Ambush!
Shinobi? And me without my brute.
How weak you are. Is this the sum of your hate?
This is only the beginning. For Lord Kayed! For Doma!
Ah!
Mayhap I shall test this new blade of yours. Let us hope it is to my liking, lest your misfortunes compound. Then again, I am loath to expend such effort on the unworthy. Come, earn the honor.
Oh shit. Xenos. Alright, Xenos. Time to die.
Leave this to me.
Let us put you to the proof. Run, beast, run! Give me something to remember.
Right. Oh shit. What the fuck is this? Damn.
Don't stop now. Yeah. Run, beast, run! Give me something to remember.
Oh shit. That's fun. Amazing. Great. I died.
He comes.
The village is not far, my lord. If it please you, we shall escort you there directly.
Less a province than a graveyard. The rotting husk of a broken nation devoid of proper sport. Ah, but as his radiance wishes...
Yes, of course, my lord. And may I say how terribly sorry we are that you had to come so far.
We labored long to sow the seeds of hatred, of fear, to train them as beasts. Now we shall see the harvest. Let there be savage beasts baying for blood, and not hollow-eyed prey cowering in the dark, or there will be no joy in this hunt.
Shinobi? And me without my brute.
How weak you are. Is this the sum of your hate?
This is only the beginning.
Damn.
For Lord Kayed! For Doma!
Ah!
Mayhap I shall test this new blade of yours. Let us hope it is to my liking, lest your misfortunes
Yo, Link at you.
compound.
How am I? I'm doing alright. Doing okay. How you doing? You're in debt? I've been in debt for a while.
Then again,
just less in debt than what
to
I've been in.
expend such effort on the unworthy.
So, the whole debt
Earn the
situation. I'll explain it. I've been in debt for a while, since 2023. And oh yeah, I'm alright. I'm alright right now. But it was much worse at the beginning of 2023. At the beginning of 2023, I was like an absolute shambles. So here's what was going on. When I was... So I used to work a retail job. And I decided, okay, well, at the beginning of next year, which is 2022, going into 2023, oh, I want to get a new job. I want to get a better job. A job that will pay me a lot of money in a short amount of time. So I decided to sign up for an Amazon DSP, which is like a dispatch thing where you like deliver packages and stuff. They had me on for 6 days with barely any training. Only the stuff Amazon gave you. The stuff that you're supposed to be doing through Amazon. So they decided that it was within their infinite wisdom to fire me. Even though I wasn't at the job for very long, and I of course didn't get like the you know, the flow of how everything works and stuff quite yet. I was like just beginning. So they weren't really giving me any sort of avenues to do that, right? Well, the problem was they decided that they wanted to do wage theft. So they stole like 40 hours of my wages at first until I threatened them with legal action.
All right.
Prior to that, I ended up getting my old job back like a month after that. So I was like a month without pay. I was like a month without pay. I had to use my credit cards to pay stuff, which I had a lot more than this.
Let us put you to the proof.
I had to use my credit cards to pay for stuff, to pay for bills, to make sure I wasn't going to go homeless. Because I didn't think they were going to fire me that soon, you know? So I ended up going back to my old job, and I'm in this huge amount of debt, and I'm freaking out.
Run, beast, run.
Eventually, a lot of the stuff is charged off, unfortunately. So I'm not going to be able to, like... I'll have a very limited credit history, but, like, I still have to pay for it. And then at some point during 2024... I went to the hospital, and I had that looming over my head for a while until that got resolved. So in total, as far as I'm aware, the bulk of my debt is at least 3K. It used to be 5K, then it jumped up to like 10K, and then went down to 3K. And starting on the 15th, I'm also gonna be paying on one of them. But like, I just need to get I need to get rid of this as soon as possible, because like I gotta move on in my life, you know. Like I gotta be able to like I'm still gonna buy things here and there, but I'm not gonna I can't do it as much as I used to. Which even now I don't buy that many things, unless it's like food and shit. But like trying to tackle the debt is kind of a challenge. So I've been in debt for like a while. And starting on the 15th of having payments come out for one thing, yeah, it's quite fucked. And on top of that, 2 weeks before I started working my work from home job, my car broke down in 2023. Well, no, not in 2020. No, 2024. So I've only been at my job for like a year. So in 2024, I don't know why. Sometimes I say it's 2023, but I know it's 2024. So in 2024, 2 weeks before, I decided to... Actually, no. No, it did break down. It did break down 2 weeks before I was going to work at home in 2023. It was in like November, I think, or it was like a little bit before November. But I know it happened around that time because my car broke down, and like I was fucked. I had to get like 2 weeks at my last job before I went to my new one. It's fucking horrible. Now my current job, it's wonderful. I love it, but it doesn't pay as much as the other one would have. That's why I'm working a lot of overtime. That's why my stream hours have changed, because I want to make sure I have enough money to get the things I want to get, to pay any bills I have, get food, and pay my debts. So like, that's why I'm working a lot of overtime. Like whenever it's offered, I'm just taking it for now until I decide to until I get comfortable enough to not take it. Or until they stop offering it, which eventually they will stop offering.
Hear me, hero. Endure. Survive. Live. For the rush of blood. For the time between the seconds. Live. For the sole pleasure left me in this empty, ephemeral world. Live.
Yeah, like if I had to get anything I wanted, it has to be like super discounted. It has to be used. It has to not be a fortune. Like, I'm having arcade sticks come, but I bought them used. So like, I bought them at like a fraction of the price of what they're worth. So like, I did that, and I got some like parts for them. But like, starting on the 15th forward, I just had to double down on paying that debt, because I cannot continue to have it. That means like anything that comes from my job, anything that comes from stream, if somebody decides to donate or use bits or use like, you know, anything with subs, if it's significant, it's definitely gonna be used toward debt first, because
No, don't. You must
in a
leave.
hypothetical situation, if somebody randomly came in here and donated 3K, I would pause the stream and just start paying my shit off.
What you're doing is stupid.
Because I know where all the debts are coming from, so I'll just pause the stream and start just paying it off. That's like, that would be like an almost immediate thing if that ever happened. I'm not really betting on it happening, but I would appreciate it if that did happen at some point.
I held my tongue to protect the people I love.
And of course, this goal is going to be here until I either pay the debt off or a miracle fucking happens, you know?
I would have given anything to forget, to walk away, but I knew I'd never be able to live with the guilt. So we came, all of us, for you, for ourselves, for Doma!
Because, like, I need to... There are other things I need to do besides paying this debt. I need to get a new vehicle at some point. Yeah. It was much worse than this. But I've managed to, like...
Death is death, regardless of the reason.
Manage it, at least. Every now and then. Like, whenever I get the opportunity, I would just pay on something. But, like... Yeah, I need to make sure I get this done. To get the debt situation taken care of. Because the next thing I gotta do is I get a vehicle of any kind. I don't really care. I don't care if the vehicle's fucking pink. I don't care if it's magenta. I don't care if it's polka dot or stripes. I need to get a vehicle. Any vehicle will do, as long as it is like something that will work long term. Then I have to go to a dentist to get teeth fixed and get teeth pulled, because ever since high school, since I didn't get any of my teeth fillings done, my grandparents didn't do that. I've been struggling to do that too. Like, I was able to get my front teeth fixed before the pandemic happened, so that's good.
I can't see a damn thing.
That I at least got the front teeth fixed, but I have to get the back teeth fixed still. And I mean, like, either pulled or permanently fixed. And hopefully I could go for permanently fixed. This hopefully doesn't cost me a fortune there either, because dental bills fucking suck. But those are all my problems. In a different situation, though, when I do manage to get these arcade sticks done, because I'm getting Quamba carbons because they are cheap as fuck on eBay. Like they're cheap like that, like if you're gonna get anything now, considering all these tariffs are happening, which I don't talk about politics, but this is mainly just the price of things getting increased. Do not I've already said my sad story, so I'm moving on to something else. I could continue to talk about it because a lot of other shit happened during that too, but like it was not fun to deal with at all. It fucking sucked. Like when the dude, I mean, I'll say a little bit more about it, but when the dude called me, because I called him, say, hey, where the fuck's my 40 hours of work at? That's like, or close to 40. They were only able to pay me for 32, so I got like $400 something out of it. Still, they were able to pay me. They had to cash app it to me, which was weird, but they still got me. I still got paid. They were withholding the paycheck, saying that I costed them a bunch of money. Like, you do realize, and I ended up winning I never got anything from unemployment, but I still went to the unemployment hearing, right? So I went to like a hearing over the phone. The dude ended up fucking losing over the phone. I got rewarded, but I didn't get any money out of it because my dumbass didn't continue to file for unemployment. I filed once and didn't file after that. I should. If you're gonna be unemployed, file twice. Just do that, because the first one won't go through, but the second one will. And if you do happen to win your unemployment hearing, you will get that second one you filed for. You will not get the first one. The first one will not go to you, but the second one will. I made that fucking mistake. But if I ever have to do that again, I know what the fuck I'm doing now. So do not feel terrible if you get a job and you have filed twice and you got the money. That was the money that was rewarded to you. That was the money that was rewarded to you for when you were unemployed. So that is something before you were unemployed, you know. Besides that, I talked to the dude and he said something really mean to me. I ended up getting mad and I hung up on him and threw my phone. But my cousin at the time had his number and he called him. And then his wife or secretary called me, and they ended up giving me the money for it, because the dude, like, the dude was fucking evil. Like, dude, you cannot get, like, if you want your job to be less of a revolving door, you should be firing less people and teaching them how to do their job, right? And instead of like having your DSP like get different trucks, right? You should assign them the same truck. And if they don't have that many packages on there, just leave the fucking packages on the truck and then just put more packages on there and make them like deliver all that shit. Like, other DSPs don't do that, but the one that I apparently signed up for fucking did. I did have the option of like signing up for another DSP, but my car was like on the verge of dying anyways, and I was like between a rock and a hard place, so I was like completely fucked at that point. But moving forward, as far as like the prices of things that are going right now, as far as like PC parts and stuff, I still need to watch the Gamers Nexus documentary, at least with sound on. The problem with like a lot of things when it comes to the price of things is it's gonna get more expensive, at least for a couple more years before it starts to get less expensive, which will end up happening eventually. So, like, I would have to at least recommend, like, try to get some things used. Like, obviously don't get things that you do not need to get used, obviously. Like, don't get a bed ever used. Do not get a bed ever used at all. Anything that's got clothing or cloth, don't. I mean, only go to Goodwill for that kind of shit. Or Plato's Closet or something close to like that. But you can get clothes used for pretty cheap, assuming they came from a reputable source. As far as hardware goes, be very careful with what you get, because it could be super expensive. You don't have to go balls to the walls like out there. You can get some things that are older. As far as like computer hardware goes, you can get older cards that probably won't cost as much, as long as they're not being sold as new. If you were to go on like some sort of like eBay or Marketplace or Etsy or something like that, or Mercari or something like, one of those will help you get a graphics card if you need one, as well as like other PC parts. But you gotta be careful with that. You gotta make sure that shit works, and preferably you should probably be buying them pre-built. That way you know they work, at least in that front. When it comes to stuff like, I don't know, like arcade sticks, well, arcade sticks are basically a luxury, right? At least I consider them more of a luxury, because computers are somewhat needed. Computers are like really needed. Like I think every household should have internet, have at least one computer and internet, because it is a utility you use and it is something that people use nowadays. They don't pay for cable. They pay for fucking internet, you know? And that's what I do. I don't pay for cable. I just pay for internet. Fuck cable. I don't fucking watch TV. I watch YouTube and Twitch. That's literally it. But besides that, if you're getting something like an arcade stick, for example, and like, yeah, like 8-bit controllers are good if you need like a controller, because they are not super expensive. They're actually less expensive than getting a PS5 or Xbox One controller, because they're also sturdy, they have multiple modes to them, and they can work on multiple consoles. So I do recommend 8-bit. Yo, what's up, Tesla? How you doing? Fucking CPU fan fucking snapped to death? Damn. You gotta get yourself a new CPU fan then. You might, if you're using a laptop, you need to look at the model number at the bottom of your laptop. You need to write that model number down in Google or DuckDuckGo, and then you'll be able to pull up the part name or part model number. Then you go to eBay or you go to Amazon and you look for that part model number and you fucking replace it. I've done that before on an old laptop. Yeah, you have laptop gaming, yeah. So what you're gonna have to do... Oh shit. Yeah, you DIY it. Damn. You may have to like 3D print a new one. Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. I don't care. But like, if you're gonna get something like an arcade stick, for example, you have options, right? You could get a new arcade stick, but your options are limited, because you're either gonna get a Quamba drone, which is just the like the $99 stick, which is probably where I would like put the cutoff at as far as getting a new arcade stick. Because if you go anywhere beyond $99, you're kind of wasting a little bit of your money if you're not going on tournaments and stuff. Like a Quamba drone can easily get you through a lot of fighting games. The other alternative is you get a broken arcade stick or one that is used, and you go to focus attack and all fight sticks and you get the parts you need, right? It's still gonna be a fraction of the cost most of the time, depending on what you need. Because, I mean, at bare minimum, all you really need is a PCB. Then you can kind of just reroute the cables and everything, and it will just work. But you could get a used arcade stick, and then DIY that, and you'll have a. The cost would be more than a Quamba drone, but it would still give you more bang for your buck than you would if you were gonna buy like a fucking Vectrix or something like super expensive, because as long as it works, as long as it's like doing what you needed for it to do, it'll be pretty good. Let me see this. Oh fuck. Original broken one. Did a PCB swap from GPU fan to CPU fan? Oh god. That is fucking wild. Yeah, because the fan uses like accelerometers and it needs to like snap in without breaking it. Oh my god. You're better off just buying a new ass fan for that, because like, yeah, you're better off just buying a new fan in general. It's just the whole fan housing. Let's get a new one. It worked for now. Yeah. But yeah, if you're gonna buy any arcade stick or any PC hardware, try to get it used, because that'll be your best friend. Additionally, you could just not get Windows and put Linux on your computer. But like, right now you're low on money for next month's spendings, yeah. I'm gonna be pretty tapped out after the 15th. Not like I can't spend money, more like I should not spend money. There's like a difference. Like outside of like paying debt and getting groceries, I'm paying bills. I think that's where I'm literally at my limit on the 15th. On the 1st though, there's like a couple things I have to get, like 100%. But like, yeah. A webcam. Webcams are not expensive. Next month, yeah. Webcams are not even that expensive. They're like $20. You get like a Logitech webcam. Those are pretty good. They work. They do have overheating issues over time if you leave them plugged in the computer when you're not using them. So be aware of that, because they will overheat and they will die. And that happened one time to me, and I had to like literally rush to Walmart when I had a vehicle and get one.
You need not worry.
But besides that,
Good.
yeah.
If there is anything else we can do for the two of you, anything at all, just ask.
Not expensive, but combined with a fan replacement thermal paste, yeah, it costs you half your monthly allowance, damn. Thermal paste, it really just depends on the quality of thermal paste you want. Like I have generic thermal paste for generic devices that don't really like do a lot of power. But I also have like I have 2 tubes of the Corsair thermal paste, and I have a tube of the Noctua one.
We're going to find out how the
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I wouldn't want to starve either. It's always like the order of operations on what you do when you get something, especially because you got to be able to like budget your finances out decently enough. It's bills, food,
Gosetsu,
then whatever you
Mistress
want.
Alize, I owe
As long as you get your
apology.
bills paid and your food
I acted
and your
with
food
reckless disregard
for the
my own
month,
safety and
then you can get
I
what you
know
want
not
after
how
that.
many others in so doing.
Oh, yeah. I would not get Thermal Grizzly thermal paste because it's
Scorning
super
your wise
expensive.
counsel,
At least
I
go for
knowingly
Corsair.
defied
However,
our
be very
master's
careful
wishes
with Corsair
and
thermal
left you
paste.
no choice but to follow suit.
Because if you do happen to do multiple repastings, there's a possibility that thermal paste could get under your CPU. You have to take a toothbrush dipped in rubbing alcohol to get all the thermal grease out.
In offering his head,
I had to do that to my gaming PC's motherboard. I was literally in shambles because I thought I accidentally broke it. Until I like
On the other hand,
used rubbing
your
alcohol,
recklessness
and then I
did serve as an
used
inspiration to many. Mayhap you should not be so hard
a
on
dust
yourself.
blower to blow out all the excess alcohol and
In any event,
liquidized
must
thermal
apologize
paste
profusely,
that
it seems
ended
only
up getting
right that you
under.
expend as much effort thanking the one
So be
person who
very,
supported
very
your plan
careful
from
when
the
you are
first.
removing thermal paste as well. Now, when you're putting thermal paste on there, it probably doesn't matter that much, but it really just depends on
no
what the
words which
clamp
will
is doing
suffice.
too.
Thank you.
Because I have a Noctua fan in my gaming PC. I have Noctua fans all in my gaming PC, as well as like a thermal cooler. That's slightly better than a stock cooler, because it's what I could do at the time. Yeah, you have a DIY the fan for now, but once you're ready to replace the proper one, yeah. But let me know what thermal paste you can get here in your region, damn.
Rather questionable plot to assassinate Xenos.
Thermal Grizzly is good,
I
don't get me
feared we would
wrong.
need to
It's
recruit a
really,
new
really
Primal
good.
Slayer.
But you don't get that much of it. And if you want to get a lot of it, you're paying a hell of a lot of money for
Alize
it.
made me swear to stay behind no matter what.
That's why I typically use something like
I think
Corsair
he
and
was worried I'd
Noctua. And I
hurl
think I'm
myself
using
at
Noctua
Xenos
right
the
now on my
moment I set eyes
computers.
on him.
I do have a Corsair one. I think I put the Corsair one. No, I use the Noctua on these other computers too. On these like thin clients.
What?
Because the Noctua paste isn't bad. Like the second
Not that you'd be
revision of the
changing
Noctua
subject,
paste
but
isn't
now would
bad.
seem a good time to
The
discuss where we go
I think it's
from
like the
here.
NT2
Though
or something.
The Empire has yet to
Not bad.
retaliate. The fact remains that we have revealed our presence and signaled our intentions.
Not really good
in
for your
so
system.
doing. It is only a matter
It really
of
depends
time
on what you're using
before
it for.
The Imperials move against us.
Corsair thermal paste is kind of too liquidy. I'm not sure why.
Given that we lack the
But you don't want to put a hell of a lot on there,
because
because that can create issues.
Brilliant stratagem
Create a lot of
required.
problems.
Therefore, I yield the floor to the preeminent tactician of our time, with whom I was privileged to share a room.
If you insist. While in Kagane, we debated a number of approaches and were eventually forced to concede.
I don't
that
think
we
it's
cannot look to the
thermally
Alliance
conductive,
for
but let me
aid.
check.
Even were it possible to ferry sufficient forces and materiel from Eorzea in a timely manner, such a massive undertaking would not long escape the attention of the Empire. It would be a miracle if our ships reached the shore.
If you got conduct or not, it is conductive. This is why like, silicon thermal paste is better because they work good and they're not non-conductive. That's why the Corsair thermal paste and the Noctua thermal paste are good because they are non-conductive thermal pastes. That means that they will pass the heat through, pull your system up, and you'll be fine.
May feasibly be sufficient to threaten the siege
I
of
think
provincial government,
check.
namely Doma Castle.
Yeah, CPU's at 40 degrees, GPU's at like 52. It's like, it's really good. Like once thermal paste sets and you have a decent amount.
Lord Hien and convince him to return.
Yeah.
For there is no surer way to inspire our people to rise up as one.
I mean, to be fair, the CPU at like that low, 39, is really fucking good actually.
And they have provided it through no lesser deed than
and I think on my streaming PC, let me check. The streaming PC was definitely a fucking Hail Mary, by the way. I did everything I could. CPU's at 65.
It will work. It has to work.
GPU's at 58. I mean,
we will defeat him.
That kind of makes sense. I mean, as long as the CPU doesn't go above like 70, or at least ideally doesn't go above 80, I'll be fine. But I think this will be fine either way. I mean, like the GPU is gonna run a little hot. CPU is gonna, like, it's running hotter than the gaming PC, which is weird. But that could be the case that it's in. But it's doing fine anyways, because, yeah. $70 idle. Like, as long as it doesn't hit above 90, you'll be fine. Like, literally, that's literally it. Like, if your GPU hits like fucking 70%, well, like 70 degrees Celsius, you'll be fine. If it goes above that, I mean, if it goes above 90 degrees Celsius, I mean, it's kind of fucked. Ideally, you want to have it below that, though. 90 in the CPU, yeah. Like, the CPU percentage is different. Like this is not using that much right now. That's the peak, yeah. Like, if I'm looking at my mission center, let's see here. 104 the pass? Damn. I mean, that's like you're hitting like levels that you probably shouldn't be hitting with that. Like, I'm currently streaming on 2 platforms, so 65% is expected. And the GPU being at 55%, since the GPU is also encoding the stream and also routing some other things through it, also expected. But this is just an RX 3050 in the streaming PC, which the wattage isn't even going to go above 70 on a 500 watt PSU on a streaming computer. Like, the streaming computers do not have to be that powerful. They just have to meet the minimum requirements to actually stream and get things going. Because I'm only using like almost 3 gigabytes of VRAM, which is like half the VRAM it has on this card. Like, this PC is not for gaming. This PC is for like editing, like thumbnails, streaming, talking on Discord, you know, handling multiple tasks at one point in time. The gaming PC is, of course, used for gaming, editing videos, editing other things. I use the gaming PC like a lot for like everyday tasks. I have to have the streaming PC on to use the gaming PC though. The gaming PC is being routed to a capture card because that's how I do the dual PC streaming setup. I wouldn't go super cheap on thermal paste, but at least try to get cheap Corsair thermal paste, because Corsair will do just fine. You cannot go wrong with Corsair. Just be careful how much you put on it. Use that, you could do that, yeah. Revive your old laptop, put Linux Mint on it, and then you should be fine, really. Get a capture card. Yeah, I mean, you should be fine, regardless. Like, you just gotta be very careful with what you're spending stuff on. Like, I of course fought tooth and nail to get a GPU replacement because the previous GPU I was using wasn't up to snuff for really anything. That's why I ended up selling that computer with a different thing. Get the eventually that computer going at some point. I sold a lot of things actually to get this computer going. Not really too proud of that, but I still managed to end up like doing what I had to do. Catchy OS thinks, yeah. I mean, it should work. Catchy OS should work fine. Any Linux OS should work fine, really, but like, I don't know. Much space on your desk? I mean, do you have like another monitor, right? If you have a second monitor, you could literally set that PC up to be like a to go behind the other monitor to kind of hang on it. And then you can kind of have this one PC handling that and the other PC handling the other thing. That, or you just need to get a bigger desk. I see. I mean, what you could do is you could get one of those cheap foldable desks and get it and do that. Like, get one of those cheap picnic desks and do that. Or you can put the PC, or you can put the computer on a chair. You can put the computer on a chair and you can have it like propped up by something or some sort of like banisters, like something
I would
to,
expect
so you
no
can at
less
least
of
use it,
Bahamut's
right?
Conqueror. Prepare the airship. His Radiance will not object. We have fulfilled our obligations here.
Yeah.
I would see this prize for myself.
I do recommend, if you're going to stream on a streaming computer, at least get 16 gigabytes of RAM. 8 can sort of do it, but you also have to run, like, you have to run multiple programs, you have to run OBS, you have to be able to take into the account how much is actually going to the system. Make it somewhat usable. And depending on how old your laptop is, you either need to run the stream at 720p or 1080p. I run everything at 1080p because that's what I've been using for like a while, but
appointed you to act in my stead.
Ideally, you can just get away with
whose only
720p.
accomplishment was
It's
to
still
whisper the right
HD. It's
words
just
in the
less
right ear.
HD.
Because of your petty hatreds, they render you the perfect instrument to bleed your kinsman of hope, to make an example of Doma, such as was ordered.
Yeah, you're welcome. No issue,
Listen
no
well.
problem helping people out.
If
8
you
gig. I mean,
yield
8 gig is.
Doma to the rebels, you will not be
I
given
think you
another
can get
chance
away
to
with
fix
using 8
things.
gigs if you're not having a shit ton of things open. You could probably get away with using OBS at 720p,
Do your
streaming to
duty
one platform,
now, or
using
die
a
with the
capture
rest of
card
them.
from the console to, I mean, from the PC to the other PC, right? Or using like, yeah, that would work. And then, oh, 12 gigs. I mean, that's okay. I mean, that's okay too. I mean, you might be able to run like a couple things. Like the stream PC, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 programs open.
They say your
Will eventually be
Eorzean is
10.
helping the rebels.
Oh, damn.
I want her dead. I want her friends dead. I want the heads of everyone she knows and loves mounted on the castle walls.
You mean I can finally go after her?
Probably overheated or just died. Straight up died.
I've been waiting for this chance. I promise you, my lady, she won't escape.
Yeah,
this
you'd have to be like
time.
very minimal
Not
at stuff,
this
like
time.
stream on
Oh,
Twitch,
no.
maybe have VC Face open or PNG Tuber software open. Capture card your gameplay to the other PC and stream at 720p or 480p, depending on how good the laptop is. Then you should be fine. It's just that you might have dips in your bitrate and you might have dips in your performance of your stream. I mean, you just OBS Stream Ninja, VMan, VideoTube. Yeah, I mean, if you can get away with doing that, yeah.
This is the place. When his
But if you have
shape
issues with
vanished,
VNeon, you could
you
probably
swore
use
to
stuff
leave this
like
life behind.
VC Face.
And yet here you are.
Oh damn.
Yet, if this be the work of the eyes, what choice do you have but to end it?
Like, the reason why my stuff looks so good is because I've been like tweaking stuff every now and then.
I would say.
And I've been streaming for a long time, so my bitrate's not gonna be as horrible as it used to be. At least to my understanding. Also, you can stream on AMD cards, you can stream on Intel cards on Linux, but from what I've been experiencing lately, NVIDIA cards are really, really good to stream on. They're super good to stream on, right? But if you're gonna game, AMD cards are the best things to game on Linux. Not saying you can't game with one or the other, or stream with one or the other, but that's just from my experience. That is you know, the best performance we're getting out of it. There is a way for you to do it. If you put there's a thing called NDI capture. You can NDI capture the source and have the source be sent over to the streaming PC as an input. Basically what you would do is you would, on the gaming PC, you would open up something like OBS, right? Or you'd put OBS on there, and then you would have it as one window, and you'd have it to where it's be able to be green screened as well. And you would have the NDI to capture source, because there's an NDI plugin for Linux. You would NDI capture the source, and you would send that source from this PC, the gaming PC, to the streaming PC for it to show up. And then you'll be able to have your inputs being shown on screen. That is the only way to do it. Unless you get some sort of input, like a special input cable that will let you hook up one controller to two computers. Or one controller to a computer and a console. In order for your inputs to show up. That way it registers the one controller on both computers. Those are the only two ways to do it, and the cheaper way is literally just do NDI capture. But there is... Get disconnected for a moment? Okay. So, like, there's a thing called NDI capture. Like NDI capture, right? Like there's NDI capture for Linux. Right. So you get like the NDI capture thing from Linux, and I think Linux, like an OBS has it, but if not, you can just get the plugin for it. So you get the you get the NDI plugin that you need and stuff. And then see here. Well, either way, you can get NDI capture and it will work on Linux. Cause I've had it work on Linux before. And then what you would do is you would get OBS, and you would have the window appear with the capture software, and you would NDI capture that over to the streaming PC, So the inputs that are happening on your gaming PC are then going to the streaming PC. Then you green screen it on the streaming PC, that way it shows up nicely. I might do this one of these days, but like right now I just know how to do it. I know how to do it. I just haven't done it yet. No. You could do it with keyboard and mouse inputs too. It's the same thing. You're just changing the input source. You are just changing the input source. That's all you're doing. But yeah, it's the same thing. You just have to find the program that like lets you map your keyboard and mouse inputs, and then you just let it send the inputs over to you. Now I don't know if it's because it might be limited to the network, so you might have some latency. So that could be an issue. Ideally, you could. In a perfect world, you could have like a splitter cable where it splits the USB to another thing, and have the splitter cable be hooked up to a Raspberry Pi. That way, the Raspberry Pi can then translate the inputs that are coming from the controller to the computer. Then you could do that. That could be a thing, but I don't know. Yeah. You have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. Oh shit. Plot. Okay.
I remember the emptiness, vast and endless. The Azim Steppe, home to countless roaming tribes. A sacred land, watched over by elder gods. Here, we would find Doma's salvation. With the wind at our backs, we walked on, in search of hope, in search of him.
Damn. I'm just kind of just driving around. That's a big ass bitch. Damn. Okay, what the? Okay. Yeomans. All right. Okay. Okay.
Hey. How goes the search? Any luck?
What fortune to meet a friend of the young master!
Well met, Cyrena. If you have an inkling as to the current whereabouts of Lord Hien, we should be most grateful for your assistance.
Oh, please! It is I who should be grateful.
Hold! What is this? I came first, you second! Know you to whom you speak? All people of the steppe should. Or have you fought so much that you have forgotten the fate of your superiors? Superiors? I spit on your superiority, little prince! Twisted and mad as sand devils your kind are!
Those two don't seem to like each other very much.
Those boys are of the Oronir and Dothal, the two strongest tribes. The children of Azim are destined to rule, so they declare to all who will listen. Their word is law, for now. Grand, flamboyant fighters, but deadly, very deadly. He prances as a horse, as do his brothers after their many recent victories.
Okay.
The Undine ones too are strong, fearless, and vicious. They often reigned in the past. Now they are sorely tested. Ah, the master of the markets. He is Castir. To fight in reunion is forbidden, and to break the peace is to be banished forever. This he says without words, for words are lies to the Castir. They do not speak.
That's interesting. And all these different tribes share the same lands, do they? No wonder it's tense.
I shall look for you on the field at the Nardum. Mark my words! As shall I. Mayhap I shall take 11 more Dothar heads to make a dozen with yours. I look forward to the day.
The dispute will be settled at the Nardum?
A great battle held on the final day of the Sahan-San. During this time, all bonds of hierarchy are broken. All Zayla are equal and free to prepare for the fight. The tribe which triumphs in the Nardum rules until the next Sahan-San. Which in these lands is now.
Ah, so that is what they call the custom. I presume your tribe will also be taking part?
Not all seek the Dawn Throne. Some are satisfied with their lot. Others, like the Kestir, have reason to remain neutral. Them all are lambs among wolves. Long were we content to remain apart and live quietly, but... Never mind that. You see Kien, yes? I know where he may be.
Okay. Also, when I do get this other arcade stick going, I do plan on playing fighting games again. I do plan on doing that. I think for now, though, I think I'm gonna end the stream. It is getting late. I'm going to bed.